Hey, good evening. Welcome to the Variable Y Minute. This is your host, the Variable Y. I thank you all so much for joining me again. I hope everybody had a nice, safe, and good weekend, and everybody got into some sports, and we got a lot to discuss today. And of course, we only have about a couple of minutes to discuss it. So let's get right into actually a couple of stories. But before we do that, I just wanted to send a quick shout out to number one. Told you guys about Brian, great banker here in Atlanta. If you need anything, you can go to SunTrust and you can catch Brian. But if you're on Instagram and you want to follow him, you can follow him at Capricorn_ATL. And then we got a new follower, Elohan Fowler. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, sir. Thank you so much for following the show. We really appreciate it. And guys, keep the traffic going, keep it up. And if you guys really want to see more content, or you don't have Instagram, or you're not really on Instagram that much, follow us on YouTube. We have the YouTube channel, which is the Variable Y Minute there. Follow, like, and subscribe there. We would really appreciate that. So a couple of things are going to be in the football realm, and I know we haven't really fully discussed baseball, probably because the series is over. The Nationals had their opportunity to close out the Astros at home. They didn't win games 3 or 4, or 5 really. So I think it's going back to Houston, and it's going to be a wrap. So no need to talk about that. So we're going to talk about some stories and two teams that have surprised me, and one that I kind of figured was for real earlier this season in college football, because it seemed like they actually got in the 21st century and learned how to actually execute the forward pass. They got a guy who could execute the forward pass. They have a coordinator who knows how to call plays for someone who can execute the forward pass. And no wonder they're throwing the ball, and guess who's ranked number one? And that is, of course, as you know, the LSU Tigers. I think this team is the real deal because they can play offense. The past few years, we would see them, and we'd see them go to Alabama, and we would see them struggle. And in the game of the century, which was the game of the century, the most boring game of maybe a few centuries, that game back in 2011, where it was 9-6, and some people will tell you, oh my gosh, this is great football. I'll tell you that I fell asleep on that game, even though I DVR'd it just to watch it. And to this day, that was 8 years ago, I would like my 2 hours back and some money. I'm pretty sure somebody owes me money for that. Whatever cable subscription I had, I would like some money back for that, because that was a train wreck of a game. I don't know how anybody could watch that and think it was a great game. And then, of course, what they did was they played again in the national championship, but we won't get into that, because again, if you saw those two teams play and you said, I want to see more of this, I think you need to go seek professional help. But that's just me. So that's the story on the college end. And on the pros, this is the Keep It Real show. So you know your man is going to keep it real. Whenever he makes a mistake about something, he's going to come on here, he's going to own up to it. He's going to say, hey, look, I was wrong about this. So I got to say, as far as the 49ers being a legitimate team, I was wrong about that. I didn't think that the defense could carry the team all the way to a 7-game winning streak, 8-game winning streak. I think it's 7. I didn't think the defense could do this. I still don't believe in their quarterback. Dude got paid a lot of money, hadn't shown me anything, but they got a trio of running backs who can get to the end zone. They've got offensive linemen who seem like they just want to mash your face in. And you see what happened to Carolina yesterday. They didn't want any parts of the 49ers after the first quarter, really. But then you got the second and the third and then the fourth, and it was a wrap after that. So I'm not jumping on the bandwagon. Don't worry, Richard Sherman. I'm not going to pick you guys to win the Super Bowl. Again, I'm not jumping on the bandwagon. I don't think you guys are going to advance far in the playoffs, because I think you've got to try to put some points up. And when teams see that all you can do is run the ball and they stop the run, it's going to be on Jimmy G. We'll see what he can do after that. But I got to give props where they're due. You guys look amazing right now. I was wrong. You guys are a definite playoff contender. And if you're a playoff contender, you're a Super Bowl contender. So definite Super Bowl contender. I was wrong. My bad. So that's all we're going to get into today, guys. Again, I told you I was going to keep it short today. I'm feeling like I'm starting to come down with something, so hopefully I don't sound too bad. Tomorrow, for my man Trey, the DJ. Again, DJ Trey on Instagram. If you need a good DJ, check him out. Tomorrow, Trey, we're going to address this Atlanta situation. As you guys know, I live here in Atlanta, and we got to talk about this because this is a disaster. So we're going to get into all of that tomorrow. But as for tonight, I appreciate you guys. I thank you so much. If you would like to leave a comment, please do below, and hit me up anytime. If you have any questions, if you want to hear something, if you want me to talk about something, just let me know. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for following, and I will see you tomorrow.